and Bhatindi. The agency says that more than 45 crore appears to have been siphoned off, including large cash withdrawals of 25 crore. The National Conference has alleged political vendetta, saying that the move is being used to settle political scores. Now let's listen into former J&K Deputy Chief Minister Kavinder Gupta on this latest development.
देखिए, JKCA का जो स्कैम था, ये काफ़ी देर से मांग उठ रही थी कि इस पर जांच की जाए, और मुझे लगता है कि इनके जो आजकल अलायंस हैं पार्टनर PDP, उन्होंने इसकी डिमांड सबसे पहले की थी। मुझे लगता है आज उनको खुश होना चाहिए। तो कुल मिलाकर के उस जांच के तहत ईडी ने ये कार्रवाई की है, और जो कहा गया कि उनकी जो भी प्रॉपर्टीज थी 11.86 करोड़ की, तो उसको सीज किया गया है।
We're joined by Ashish Maharishi, who tracks the Enforcement Directorate on the broadcast. Ashish, good morning. Take us through the charges against Farooq Abdullah and what action he faces.
Well, if you go into the background of the story, it basically started when a private individual filed a complaint with Jammu and Kashmir Cricket, the Jammu and Kashmir High Court, and on the orders of the court, the CBI registered an FIR. Ultimately, we know that the Enforcement Directorate is a secondary agency, and then this, the secondary agency registered an ECIM, which is the Enforcement Directorate registered an Enforcement Case Information Report. During investigation, they found that a huge amount of money came into the accounts of Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association from BCCI, which was around 110 crore rupees. Out of that, around 45 crore rupees was siphoned out of the accounts of Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association for personal gain. That is what the allegation is. Now, 6 bank accounts were opened. These were in the name of Kashmir Wing of Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association and certain private individuals as well. Now, if you remember, the most important aspect here is that Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association was headed by none other than the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, that is Dr. Farooq Abdullah. Now, he appointed, that is what the major allegation is, that he appointed an individual as a treasurer. Now, this treasurer, when he was questioned at length by the Enforcement Directorate, he basically spilled the beans. He was supposed to be a close aide of Farooq Abdullah. The allegation is that he was illegally appointed as treasurer, and then he held in siphoning of funds. When he was questioned at length by the Enforcement Directorate, he revealed that huge amount of money, around 45 crore rupees, was siphoned out of Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association, and out of that, 25 crore rupees in cash was withdrawn. Now, this 25 crore rupees, the beneficiary, the allegation is that the beneficiary is none other than Dr. Farooq Abdullah himself, and that is why these properties of around 11.86 crore rupees have been attached. But another, if you see the statement of the Enforcement Directorate, the most important allegation that the Enforcement Directorate is leveling is that the house in Jammu, in Sunjuan village, is basically on a forest land. This is a major allegation that, he grabbed the forest land. So this is something really, really serious, since he occupied a very, very senior position in Jammu and Kashmir Cricket Association, and he was obviously the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir.
So more trouble for former J&K Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah as the Enforcement Directorate pushes ahead with its investigation. Now, moving to the fight against the coronavirus, Executive Chairperson of Biocon, Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, has indicated that India could have at least 4 workable vaccine options by March next year. She has also advised that it is in India's best interest not to rush with any vaccine just because they have been cleared in other countries.
The fact that, there is this allegation now that the rich countries have cornered all the vaccines, they have pre-ordered these vaccines, that puts out a very, a gloomy picture. Because as I was pointing out, and as Vikram has also pointed out, we manufacture the most vaccines. Then why should we lag behind? I mean, we have an equal right to it. We are one of the worst hit countries.
So Maha, let me answer that question in 2 ways. I think one thing we must understand is that the first vaccines to be approved through the EUA route are the mRNA vaccines. And as you know, these mRNA vaccines require ultra cold chains, which even the US and Europe finds daunting in terms of deployment. I think India will not be able to deploy these vaccines for quite a while yet. So I don't think we should focus on those vaccines. What we do need to focus on are the adenoviral vector based and the inactivated whole virus vaccines that we are developing in India. And I think India actually does not have to worry about access to vaccines because it is, as Vikram said, the world's largest vaccine maker. And so, from that point of view, I don't think we have to worry about people cornering vaccines. As I said, we are not in a position to deploy mRNA vaccines. I'm happy to see that we ourselves are developing an mRNA vaccine because we got the news that the Indian mRNA vaccine has been given permission to enter phase 1, phase 2 clinical trials. And the good news is, I'm told that this vaccine actually is stable at normal refrigeration temperatures, which is very, very commendable. So let's see. I mean, it's quite a few months yet before we'll know about the success of this vaccine. But regardless of that, I think we are hopefully in a position to see these early vaccines, the Serum Institute, vaccine, which is really the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, and of course the Bharat Biotech vaccines. These are the two that are most advanced. And hopefully in the next month or so, we might see some emergency use authorizations being accorded to these vaccines.
So India inching closer to a vaccine in the fight against the coronavirus. That's all we have to pack in on the show. Thank you for watching.